I can't tell you.
He's a tech-savvy guy, gonna show you the way. You better load your bags, cause crypto's here to stay. Listen up, gonna teach you about this and that. But he's just a goofy guy in a straw hat. So join in and have a laugh. It's gonna be a good time, that's a fact. Information and crypto parodies. Sit back and enjoy the show. You just never know which way you'll go. So get ready for Digitspin Crypto.
Hey, it's Dino, Digitspin Crypto. Let's make sure my mic is on. Yep, my mic is on. And everything is good. Now, I have to start off with the basics as usual. I'm just a goofy guy in a straw hat, mumbling at the screen on YouTube. So clearly I'm not qualified to give you financial advice, so this isn't. So I'm just here for entertainment and education. So what we wanted to do today is talk about Bitcoin. How can we not? I'd like to talk about some Ethereum, believe it or not. I'm sure we're going to get some questions about Electroneum, so let's put in a little bit about Electroneum and whatever else should come up. I'm hoping that we can get to Bittube and Webdollar also as we go along. Appreciate all you guys showing up to watch the show today. I know a lot of you are enjoying the Memorial Day weekend and extended weekend, being that it's Monday. Still feels like a weekend to me, though it went quick. I worked most of the weekend as it was, so what are you gonna do? Let's take a look. We got 12 people on. That's great to get things started. And I see we got Crypto Man out there, Skeleton King, Michael, and Paul. So Paul says hello and happy Memorial Day. So we do appreciate that, and it's good to see you, Paul, out there. Let's see what else we got. Michael's also saying happy Memorial Day. So we do appreciate you stopping by. And what else we got? Crypto Man and Skeleton King. Skeleton King I don't recall seeing before. So welcome to the show. Make sure you subscribe. It's always good stuff. So let's take a look. Bitcoin. Let's move me out of the way here. Put me down in a corner. Yeah, that's alright. I've been in a corner before. So Bitcoin's been on a tear, and it's been pretty exciting. A couple of weeks ago, probably about 3 weeks ago, I did a Bitcoin analysis, and I was telling you guys once it hit $5,400, it was gonna keep going, and sure as heck, it sure did. And we had a nice little pump this afternoon, breaking us into the next tier of value. Now, going through a lot of my Telegram channels and people that I know, they're all calling for some retracement, and of course we're gonna, every time we get that little pump, we get the retracement, comes up and it flatlines. So this is gonna stay probably here for a little while, a couple of days. We might see a little dip, but as far as I'm concerned, this sideways motion brings some value. It stabilizes things. You can see the band winding up and getting tinier and then pop. So I have a feeling we're going to see some up and down motion. We're going to see some sideways. And I think we're going to continue this. I think I'm going to be honest with you. I think that we're going to blow past 20,000 this time at some point. Whether it's towards the end of the year or not. But I think 20,000 is going to be left in the dust when all is said and done. And my thoughts on this is mainly because last time a lot of the build-up stopped, and that was due to they literally ran out of the ability to onboard people, new people. So a lot of those people are already waiting to make a move. Additionally, We have a far more robust infrastructure and a lot more ways to onboard and to get your money into the system. Everything from apps that are like Cash App, apps that have been made. We've got more websites to be able to collect and bring in dollars into Bitcoin. You have institutional capabilities going forward. We have more ATMs going forward. So I think the capacity for this to happen is going to be greater this time around. So I'm thinking that we may see, based on my primitive projections, I think we may see a 30,000-40,000 easily Bitcoin when all said and done, and that's conservative. Let's take a look here. So, out on AMB Crypto, this is good. Now, for those of you that subscribe, if you look into the comments down below, you'll see that I've put in, I got not only Electroneum TV, but we got Bitcoin TV, Webdollar TV, and Bittube TV. And these are Telegram channels. But the Bitcoin TV has been pretty popular, and we put a lot of information out there for you to see. We try to find key news articles, information, videos that bring some value that we think can help you out as you go forward. So if you're on Telegram, make sure you subscribe to those, especially the Bitcoin TV. AMB Crypto seems to do a pretty good job, and is one of the sites that I definitely look at. Anyway, Peter Brandt, he's claiming that as this goes along, that he's expecting to see a pullback, and I'm not so sure we're gonna see anything major, but you know, it's set to break out over that 9,000. It's pretty exciting, I have to tell you. There's no way in heck that the beginning of this year that I think anybody would have predicted by June we would see close to $9,000 prices again. And hopefully you were able to purchase when it was at that 3,200. Now, whatever coins you're collecting, make sure you diversify, because not everyone is going to hit. Some projects may be in different places in their life cycles, and you're going to get some that are going to give you a return, some that are going to stay flat. So make sure you diversify. Obviously, you'll have your favorite coins. You know, I have Electroneum, I have some Webdollars that I mined, and obviously Ethereum Classic and Ethereum, obviously Bitcoin. But you grab all these types of coins, and you know, between the balance of them, you'll see a benefit. You've got to make sure you have Bitcoin in your pocket. All right. So, you know, you take a look, you know, how many millionaires in the world. Let's take a look here. And, okay. So, according to Google, if we take a look, there are 36 million millionaires. These are people that have money to burn. They have the money to spend, and there's 36 million. Right? That's 10 million more than there are Bitcoins. Just the millionaires, and you know that they have the ability to spend a few $1,000s to go buy themselves a Bitcoin. They are not all going to get one Bitcoin. Make sure you put one Bitcoin in your offline hardware wallet and keep it there. Because in the future, could be another 8 to 10 years from now, but in the future, we won't be talking about Bitcoins, we'll be talking about Satoshis and sending Satoshis around. Right? That's how this is going to turn out. Mark this. I think that's important. This is going to happen. And never mind the world population, billions of people, 7 point something billion people. There's just no way Everybody's gonna have one Bitcoin. Get yourself one Bitcoin. Put it away. Find the best place, best point for you to get in. You guys can figure that out. You're smart. Get yourself that one Bitcoin. Really important. Okay. Let's take a look, see what we got out here. We got 12th player. 12th player says, hey Dino, it's good to see you. We appreciate you stopping by, 12th. That's important. We got Infinite Wave out there. He's also, hey Dino, great to see you. We appreciate you coming by. Make sure you guys, obviously, let's see, where's that button? Like, comment, and subscribe. I don't have the word for it. I just have a little thumbs up button. So I have to find it half the time. All right, do that now. It's really simple. You know, hit that like button, and if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. This way you can get up-to-date information here at Digitspin Crypto. All right. Hey, Ratessima. Ratessima saying, what's up? We appreciate you stopping by, Ratessima. It's always good to have some of the folks come by, and I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm going to be heading home and getting myself... I drove into the office so that I could chat with you guys real quick. And my wife wanted me to come home and do a barbecue or something. I'm not sure. I think I'll just take her out to grab something to eat. Maybe we'll go to one of the local barbecue places and see what we can snag. Okay. So there's some couple of questions here I'm going to get into. We got 12th player has a couple of questions. And talking about diversification. We got United. I'm going to get to those questions, so hang with me. We got the bear market comedian, also known as Electroneum United on YouTube. Now, if you get a chance, make sure you check out Electroneum United. All right, Electroneum United. One of the guys on my Telegram channel. He stops in all the time. He always has some funny stuff to say. He writes up some quirky stuff and puts it out on the internet at one of the display channels. It's always kind of fun. But he's been doing some videos, and I have to tell you, he's doing a great job. It's pretty exciting. The content is well thought out. Definitely something you want to take a look at. So when you get an opportunity, do yourself a search on Electroneum United. Check him out. Show him a little love. See what he's all about. See if you like the content. All right, let's see what else we got here. Yeah, Crypto Man is saying, going back to my one thing, he's saying, heck, all you need is a quarter of a Bitcoin to be in the top 1%. And this is true. So, you know, if you divide it out, how many Bitcoins, the 21 million into the population, and the value of how much Bitcoin you need to be in the 1% category in the world of Bitcoin holders is really just a quarter of a Bitcoin. At $8,000, you're looking at $2,000 today to do that at the current price. But you know that's going to fluctuate. Find yourself a good entry point, and that is the bare minimum you want to have in Bitcoin. Make sure you keep it there. In my personal opinion, I think it'd be foolish not to. All right. Paul says he's generously offering this fine gift. He says if anyone needs a hardware wallet to store your one Bitcoin on, you can cheerfully send it to his. He'll be more than happy to take ownership of that and store it away. All right, let me get to a couple more things on Bitcoin, and then we're going to get into some of these questions. You guys have a lot of great questions out there. I'm going to take a look at those. All right, so don't forget, you want to, if you're on Telegram, you want to take a look at Bitcoin TV. Right, you'll find it in the description below. All right, let's take a look here. Now, this is one thing that I always try to explain. We get a lot of people, they get all excited about cryptocurrency, and they end up putting money into the system that they can't afford to lose, or their savings, or what have you. And a lot of people don't understand what they're literally purchasing. And this is really, really important. You've got to make sure that you do a lot of watching and reading. Understand if you're going to buy a coin. Bitcoin is, out of all of them, the most safe, if you want to call crypto safe in any stretch of the imagination, because of its length of time, its proven track record of security. And there's a lot of folks that don't understand how it works. The things that you want to do is make sure that understand what you're buying, understand the economics of how the coin gets its value, understand the emissions, especially if you're buying new coins. Any project less than 4 years old, which has a new blockchain, is not a fork of existing, but started a new blockchain. You have to understand the economics of the emissions. All the new coins, when the new project comes out, the blockchains are designed to just hemorrhage coins and get them out there as fast as possible. And it just pours them out there. All right? And you have to understand that every time it pours out these coins, that's inflation. It's like the government going out there and printing money and then just going out and passing it out to everybody. All right? And that rate of inflation is huge. And as time goes on, it gets divided down, or you'll have a bite-sized curve that comes down at every block, depending on the chain that you're working with. For example, Monero, Electroneum, every block it decreases a little bit as it goes along. Things like Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, every 4 years it'll divide in half, giving you a stair step. Understand those economics. Understand what the coin is building, what it's solving. Take a look and see if they're writing code. Are they producing results? Are they actually coming out with deliverables? Okay? And what they're trying to solve. Make sure it's something realistic. Make sure it's not like, yeah, we're going to use quadcopters and deliver meals to people in the middle of the desert. Well, that's nice, but that's not going to happen in the next 5 to 10 years. It's just, never mind what they're building with the coin. So look at something that's realistic. Very important if you're going to be getting into these initial exchange offerings. If you're new to crypto, please stay out of it. You're going to get yourself burnt. All right? If you're experienced, those initial exchange offerings are all hype. The price has nothing to do whatsoever with the deliverables of that project. So it's very important that if you're going to get into it for a few days and get out. Because there's going to be a lot of people stuck holding worthless bags. Because those prices cannot... They have prices on stuff that don't even have blockchains or a working product yet. It's just literally hype. When you get things like Electroneum that have full-blooded working solutions, and you can see where their price is at the moment, how it's reflected. Things like Bittube has amazing software and product that's working and running. It's 5 cents or 4 cents or whatever the price is at the moment. All right? Something selling for 30, 40, 50 cents, $1, and doesn't even have a blockchain, you're going to get burnt. So keep that in the back of your head. Make sure you understand the technology. All right? This is important. You can take a look at this article, and it's important. So you know, see, somebody like myself, I don't have time to trade and buy and trade every day. It's just not something. I have other things going on. So when I invest in something, I'm looking for something that I don't have to worry about for 4 years. So I look into it. Are these guys making something? Yeah. They're producing it. Yeah. They're advancing it. Yeah. All right. This is something I'm gonna put some dollars into, and I'm gonna come back to it in a few years. I'll leave it at that. I don't have to worry about it. I'll put it on, set it and forget it, like the Ronco chicken maker. All right. Let's see. Let's get to these other quick items. Oh, Electroneum and all the other altcoins. Cryptopia, one of our big topics. So Cryptopia, they were mentioning in here, the most revenue for Bankrupt Exchange came from the U.S. So those of us in the U.S. looks like we're going to take it in the shorts the most. I know it was a worldwide exchange, but the majority of the money was from U.S. And, you know, I have a feeling that we're going to not see much from it. The exchange filed for U.S. protection from bankruptcy protection, and Grant Thornton investigating the amount of funds that were supposed to be paid back to customers. All right. Now the big problem is that there was a halt. This company, Phoenix NAP LLC, based in Arizona, it was an IT service provider. They basically were keeping the main database of every user and the value and how many coins each user had. And here's the problem: they haven't paid them. And because they didn't pay them, these guys at Phoenix, they were owed, what, just shy of $300,000. All right. And this Phoenix company, Phoenix NAP, disconnected them. So the auditors could not identify who the customers were and or how many coins they had and of what type. Meaning there was a complete loss of information. The place might as well have burnt down to the ground. So the court there did order that they pay Phoenix the $274,000 so that they can find out who and what are their actual assets that they've, I was going to say stolen, but that's not right. They seized from us poor folks across the world. And the thing is, though, is that I guarantee you they don't have $274,000 in their bank account. So that means they have to pay it. So it would tend to think to me that some of the coins being assets may be liquidated to pay that money. So again, another reason why we may never see any refunds from these guys. They owe a total of $1.9 million to this Phoenix. And they have to come up with the $300,000 just to keep access to the information. But there's a total of, what, just shy of $2 million owed? This is really bad stuff. And, you know, I really feel for anybody that had kept their coins on Cryptopia. By the time, you know, $2 million is a lot of money. And I have a feeling that they're going to use the seized coins, sell them to pay for these guys here. It just seems logical and common sense. So, more bad news from Cryptopia. We get to watch our assets dwindle away. Alright. And of course, obviously we're seeing our great stuff with Bitcoin. I think we've covered this article, and it's good to see Bitcoin pushing. All right, let's take a look here and see what we got out on the questions. All right, and then we'll get into some of the other coins. So we got Borge Anderson. We appreciate you stopping by. Says, hi, boys and girls, and a big hello to Dino. We do appreciate you stopping by the show. It's always good to have new folks. All right. Let's see what else we got here. All right, let's see what Andy has to say. He's asking a question. He says, hey, Dino, love the show. Do you think Electroneum would want ETN to be valued at $1, $2, or $3? So, yeah, Yeah, I think they would. You know, if Electroneum, going to your question, and I'm just going to pose this to your question here. If it was $3, they would only have to give one coin, all right, instead of the 400 to 600 that they have to give now to folks that are using the application in the South African area, or the targeted areas that they're trying to roll out the Electroneum app. So of course they want to see value. They want to see everybody happy with the project. They want to see, they've put a lot of time and effort, and they've produced a significant amount of deliverables to create the infrastructure and ecosystem that they've put together. And clearly, I'm sure they're just as disappointed as everybody else that the price doesn't reflect that. And they don't create the price. The price is what you and me decide it is. All right? So there's nobody else. There's nobody else to complain to except everybody else who's selling them cheap. Okay? Those are the people that are making the price go down. You know, obviously you got to have a set of news that comes out that stirs and piques the interest of people to look into it. But a price of any coin, just like Bitcoin, is what we agree and think it is. And if we're out there saying we think this is a pile of garbage, then it'll be worth a pile of garbage. If we look at a project and we say we want this to be 20,000, then that's where it'll go to. We control the price. Electroneum just makes the infrastructure and makes it all happen. The price, that's up to you and I. Let's see here. Andres is going, yeah, I'm hoping Electroneum's gonna rocket soon. Yeah, I you know, Electroneum's gonna take a little bit of time. There's no doubt about it. And I think that as more news comes out, I believe he had scheduled to do an interview or release some information sometime in the beginning of June. So I would still expect that to happen. As he said as Richard said in his videos, and Crypto Rich said that he had an interview scheduled. So I would tend to think there would be some information coming forward. So let's see where that gets us, and let's see what exciting stuff they have to say. And we'll make a decision from there. But Electroneum, keep in mind, it's a Monero blockchain, and like I was talking about previously, you have to understand the emission curve, and those first 2 years, it's just pouring out coins. It takes up to 4 years. Take a look. If you want to see, and you want to see from previous history, let's move me out of the way here. Let's go to something as simple as Monero. Monero's got some life to it and a lifetime. Alright, let's take a look at it. It uses the same code, the Monero code, and we'll take a look at the lifetime here. Alright, they don't have all of it, but so if you take a look, and this will go back to 2014. Alright, the price, let's bring this here. Okay, the price stayed peanuts for years. Alright, and 14, 15, 16, 17, wasn't towards the end of 17, and that's 3 years that's showing right here. But for this 2.5 years, price did nothing. It did nothing, and the reason why it did nothing is because that's where all the coins are being thrown out there, so everybody can get a hold of them. All right, and as the coin emission starts to come down, you'll see, and then you get less and less coins. They become more rare, and the price goes up. Not only because of the project, but because the coins are more rare. The rate of inflation has came down. Monero uses the same schedule. So you take a look here, the Monero stayed, it was obviously the first of its kind. It stayed anywhere, from 44, 50 cents. When it first came out, it had the big pump, $2.56, and then it stayed at 49 cents, 29 cents, 69 cents. Jeez, I wish I could have got my hands on that. But 69 cents, 40 cents, 50 cents. And it started working its way up into that buck range. All right. Electroneum follows the same path line. 2 or 3 years minimum. 4th year is where it starts to make some difference. It's just the way it is. That's how the blockchain works. All right. Let's see what we got here. Hey, Matthew Gray, it's good to see you out there. We got Andres out there. Crypto Man's out there. It's always good to see. Alright. Let's see what other good questions we got that I can take a look at. The ball, Electroneum. Say, Jerry Dubonnet. He took a look. He checked out Electroneum United. He's just watched the video. It was great. Accurate. And thank you. Yeah, check out Electroneum United. He's interesting fellow. I enjoy talking to him on Telegram. You too can talk to him on the Telegram channel. Just take a look at the Digitspin Telegram. Join. You'll get a lot of good information way before everybody else. I'm on there. You can tell the guys. Talk to the guys. They'll tell you I'm on there every day and interacting with everybody. So Crypto Man saying, hey, Dino, I'm curious to know what the interest is in the public's perception of acetylene, even though the creator had nothing to do with Cryptopia downfall. It comes down to the news and how it's presented. So they'll have a headline, bankrupt Cryptopia's founder wants your money now in new exchange. And the fact of the matter is that if you read, the gentleman that created Cryptopia, he left, I think about a year ago or something like that, or maybe more, because they were not, who was running the place was not running it the way he thought it should be run. So he left and he started creating acetylene, and he's been working on it for the last year and a half. It's not like, they went bankrupt and the next day he went out and coded, 50 billion lines of code to create a new exchange, right? The guy's been working on this, and he had nothing to do with what's been going on currently with Cryptopia. But yeah, that's going to be a hard pill to swallow, I'm sure, for a lot of people to get involved with. So that's going to be tough for the gentleman. Alright. Yeah, Jerry's saying it's really tough, really risky to go on an exchange and buy assets where they can be shut down in a second. Yeah, there's a lot of third-tier exchanges out there. I can't even begin to tell you how many. And you see it often. They'll come up with excuses to send you your money, and that's your first key, your first tip-off. If you do a removal of your coins, you do a withdrawal, and they come back and say it's on temporary hold, or we could do it next week, that means they don't have the funds to send you. That means that the Bitcoin that they said that they had, so if you sell XYZ coin into Bitcoin, you do a Bitcoin transfer and it says it's on hold, that means they clearly don't have the coins that they say that they have. Don't ever use them again. Alright, real simple. Don't use them again. You're gonna get crushed. You're gonna get burnt. It's a real big tip-off. Alright. Let's see what else we got here. So Timo, welcome Timo. We appreciate you stopping by the channel. Timo says, Dino, I love your content. And regarding the blockchain update, any thought what might be for? What's going to be in this update? So, Electroneum is keeping that very close to the chest. You know, they got their cards and they're holding them close to the vest. And they haven't let anybody know what they're planning to release. So having said that, put it on the chat what you guys are thinking. I'm curious to see what you'd like to see in the update or in the comments after the show's done, what you'd like to see. I think that there are a couple of obvious things. I think that you know, they had a blockchain timing patch that they released. I think there may be some additional modifications to that patch to try to get the timing to flow. There's a lot of big corporate miners that throw a lot of hash power at Electroneum in a stitching mode. I think that there seems to be a lot of hidden hash power that jumps on Electroneum, and the reason is that there's about 6 coins that they can mine with the crypto note ASIC, and the fact of the matter, even though Electroneum doesn't pay the most, it has the liquidity to be able to sell the coin without completely crushing. You know, if you had hundreds and hundreds of thousands of Derobit or something like that, and you try to throw it out there, you'd crash the price. There's not enough people buying it. So what good is mining all those coins if they can't sell them and they have to pay for the electric? So they end up getting I was gonna say stuck, but they end up looking at it and evaluating the Electroneum is really the place that they can go mine the coins and actually sell them, because it's actually a used vehicle. And I think that is the important part. So I think there's going to be some changes to that. That would be my first guess. There may be some additional security changes. There may be some modifications to the blockchain, maybe to interact with the new Giguru or to the app itself. I don't know. I'm throwing that out there because I don't know if there has been any changes to those. But if they've modified the back end, the accounting system, or something else, and added some new special features, they may add some pertinent code to interact with that. There may be. I know that they were stripping out a lot of the security of Monero to make the blockchain faster and perform a little bit better. So maybe there's a continuation of that. And the one thing that I'm hoping for is maybe a time warp. See, Electroneum, regarding the price, let's all face it, we all know that Electroneum's price is not reflective of what they've produced. There's no reason for this product to be at 48% of a penny. All right, and considering the amount of deliverables and what they've actually built, it's significant. I can't think of too many other coins that have built such a robust system, and with Electroneum having such a robust system, clearly the price is not reflective of that. And so, and the problem is they're a victim of their own success. They've created so much great stuff, but it's my personal opinion that because this emission curve is still pouring out these coins because the blockchain is so new that the price is kept down because there's so much inflation. So many coins are being thrown out there. Now, people that see all of the code and the infrastructure and what's being going on, the relationships they have with other companies, sees what's in the queue, what's in the big cauldron, can see clearly that this is gonna work. And those that are smart enough, they grab as many as they can. Make sure you diversify. Put some into Bitcoin, put some into whatever other coins that you like. You don't want to keep everything in one, but they scoop up some of these things, and the reason is because they're cheap now. You're available to do that, and that's the mode that we're in. And again, it takes 2 to 4 years. Well, actually, here it took 3 to 4 years before we start to have seen some bumps in Monero, which means that we're at least another year away before we start to see that. What I'd like to see personally is maybe some kind of a time warp, because their deliverables, because usually they spend all that time, that's right behind my neck here, to come up with all right, what are we gonna do with these coins? Let's come up with a reason to exist. Let's see if we can make some support software. Let's see what we can do to bring a value to this coin. Electroneum's done that already, and they've done it so fast that the coins are now behind the development schedule. So if they were able to time warp it, meaning maybe the next 6 months the curve goes a little steeper and then gets back to where its normal values were, and just kind of time warp it. You don't want to do it all. I would tend to think that you don't want to shock the system by just dropping it. I would tend to think that would not, in all social economical systems that do massive changes, people end up starving, all right? Because you can't massively shock a system like that without having repercussions. But you can time warp it and make that curve, instead of a nice slow angle, maybe it goes down a little bit, a little bit faster, like the flume ride at the amusement park, straight down, and bring it down in a faster controlled methodology that doesn't scare away all the miners at once, and gives the opportunity for the coin to capture some value over that 6-month period, to offset the loss of the coins. That's the difference. As the coins become more rare, we would hope to see that the value of that coin would go up. So that would be something that I would love to see happen in an update. I can't think of anything else, but if you guys can, you guys are smarter than me. Put it in the chat in the comments below. I'm curious to see what you would like to see in an upgrade on the blockchain. All right. Let's see what else here. Yeah, Retesimus, he's got it here. He's saying, treat exchanges like the freeway. You would park on the side of the freeway overnight. You end up with no tires, no door, and a missing engine. Move your coins onto the exchange and do your trade. Move your coins onto the exchange, do your trade, and then get them off. Yeah, that's good advice. All right. Let's see here. We got Gig Guru is underrated and will probably provide more value than expected. Yeah, I think that it's gonna take a while for it to get going. It's not like you put the Gig Guru online and everything goes crazy and we end up on Mars. It's gonna take a little time for that program, the website, to gain some traction and people to start using it and figure out how it works and all that good stuff. But again, it adds another gold nugget and a tick box to the amazing software that these guys have put together. A complete life cycle that very few, I doubt you can count them on one hand, any other coins that have created this in-depth of a life cycle to use for their coins. Electroneum United goes, Dino, what if Electroneum owns? And you go tell your wife, and she reveals she has double what you do in Electroneum. My wife, to this day, my wife still thinks I'm nuts. Every time I tell her, I said, look at it. I go, look, the Bitcoin went up to $8,000. She goes, I don't see no money. Show me the money. So, oh shit, that's it. She goes, last time you told me the price went up, you lost them all. You didn't sell it. So she thinks I'm crazy, but we'll see. All right. Yeah, Skeleton King says Electroneum just hired 3 new members on their staff to handle KYC, AML, anti-money laundering. That can only mean one thing: a lot more users will be coming on board. Yeah, you want to definitely have these people trained. You have to have a training period. When it comes to a service system or customer service system, obviously you have a knowledge base, a ticketing system. I used to write those types of systems and build them. Now you're better off purchasing existing systems. They're there and they make them work, and the fees aren't that bad. And you can keep all your customers on there, keep your tickets, you categorize them. And the nice thing about it, with enough staff there, they can start to properly categorize. This service ticket came in, it was for a problem with this subcategory. This way you could do reporting, and you can say, show me the top 3 categories and subcategories that have created tickets. And then you'll take a look at that, and maybe it's, I can't get my license on Yodi to work, and so it's KYC. I have a problem. I can't get the license to work, and let's say they have 300 tickets that are in that subcategory. They can go now look at that and say, we got a problem. This is the low-hanging fruit. And they can put a hit team on, go find out what's going on with this, get this solved, because it's 8% of all the service tickets. And you fix that problem, that 8% goes away. Additionally, you start building a knowledge base, and that knowledge base can then be made readily available to users to type in, hey, I'm having this problem, and it can come up and come back to you and tell you, oh, just wiggle your license at the camera, because it's not taking a picture, Yodi. Yodi is taking a movie of your license. So if you just hold it in front of it there, it's taking a movie and it can't do anything. But by wiggling it, it sees the hologram. All of a sudden, Yodi approves you. You know why they approved you? Because you wiggled it in front of the camera and the light was reflecting, and it was able to pick up the hologram, where if by holding it steady, thinking you were taking a picture, didn't do anything. So these are the types of things that can happen. And again, it increases this. Who is there any other coin out there that has a service department, a customer service group? I know Bittube does, but not like what Electroneum's putting together. There are very few that care enough about their coin holders that they would even have a customer service group to be able to handle basic issues. Another good reason Electroneum needs a round of applause. All right. So Matthew Gray saying, Dino, what do you think about a coin burn? I'm assuming that you're talking about Electroneum. No, there's no reason. They need the 21 billion coins. What they need, and they would have to purchase those. That's wasted money. There's no reason for it. And as Electroneum starts to go, they're going to need the 21 billion coins, because they only have 2-digit extension. Unlike a Bitcoin, you can have one Bitcoin, you can break it down into 8 million pieces. So you have 8 million pieces that are available, Satoshis that are available. All right, where Electroneum only breaks down into 2 digits. So it's just like money, 1.02, 1.34. That's it. It only breaks down to 2 digits. So there's far less byte size of even though Electroneum has 21 billion coins compared to Bitcoin's 21 million. When you add the ability to break it down into each Bitcoin into 1 million pieces or just 100 pieces, Electroneum has less microbytes than Bitcoin. So if you add it up, although there's 1,000 times less Electroneum microbytes than there are with Bitcoin. So that Bitcoin actually has the ability and has far more smaller bits that can be that it can be broken down into. So Electroneum needs those. The answer is really it comes down to this. When you're looking at Electroneum, it comes down to 2 things. Either people buy more, or the coins become more rare. It's supply and demand. It's real simple. All right, either more people buy them, or they become rarer and there's less coins to purchase. It makes the price go up. So the moral of the story is that you can't go make anybody go buy your coin. You can't make people buy. You can bring the horse to the river, show it how bubbly and fresh it is. It's aerated. It's super clean. You can see through it. It's sweet and tasty. But you can't make the horse drink it. Now, so you can't make people buy these coins. However, Electroneum does have the ability to make them more rare. You make them rare by doing a time warp. That's my 2 cents. All right. So no, you don't want to burn them. You're gonna need them. There's no doubt. Andre goes, hey Dino. He goes, is Chris Gorman still around? I haven't seen him in a while. Yeah, Chris has stopped in on a couple of Telegram channels. Popped in and said hello. I know he had some personal business he was taking care of. And I know that they had some vacation time there a while back. But I know that what he expressed is that they are busy working on stuff for you and me and for the Electroneum company. So there's a lot apparently on their plate, and they have a lot of stuff moving forward that's requiring Mr. Gorman's time and energy. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. We got T. Judah out there. Great to see you. Glad you made it to the show. Let's see what else you guys got here. You guys got all sorts of good stuff. Let's take a quick look here. Ethereum. I wanted to talk about this. Ethereum. Now, a while back, I told you guys you want to have in your pocket 1 Bitcoin. You want to have at least 32 Ethereum. So if and when they decide to go staking, you have the potential to do that. It's a good recommendation, and those are coins that I think will obviously also give you a good return. They have shown that in the past, and I would hope that they would produce those types of returns in the future. Bitcoin's starting to do that, and Ethereum has also. Ethereum was down and out, $90? You know, people that bought themselves, 10 Ethereum for $900, sitting on a lot more money now. Because now it's at 270, so they've almost 3x their money in just, 1 month? So that's been pretty good. Now, here's the big thing with Ethereum. They're trying to release Ethereum 2.0. And it's going to be done, and it's basically the full upgrade package. The first step of Ethereum 2.0 is basically, let's bring it down here, phase 0. It's called the beacon chain. This is the part that everybody's interested in. This is the one that they're working on currently, which is proof of stake. and it'll work on a secondary chain called the beacon chain, where they're going to do proof of stake mining that will run parallel to the Ethereum network. Now, of course, the beacon won't handle any type of contracts, and I think there's some other thing here. It won't support. Let's see here. It's for simplicity, and it'll neither support smart contracts nor accounts. So basically, its functionality is just to do proof of work and to earn. Now, I know that they've been working on this, and the developers are saying that by the end of June, they think they can have this in place. And these are the reason why I bought some Ethereum, especially when it was low. Ethereum, you know, there's a lot of infrastructure coins that are coming out, that are out. And, you know, you got Trons, your Cardanos, your EOS, they're all out there. Neo, they're all out there. But Ethereum's the one that the banks are going to, the ones that it's been around. It has, you know, first market mover support. The first one, just like Bitcoin was the first one out there. The smart contract platform, Ethereum, you know, it's got the name, it's got brand name. You know, you cut yourself on your hand, you don't look at it and go, oh geez, I need an adhesive bandage. No, you say, can you get me a Band-Aid? And this is what, you know, what people think. When you think of smart contract, you think Ethereum. Not to say that those other projects are bad. It's just that Ethereum has the first player advantage. It's as simple as that. Anyway, they're trying to bring Ethereum up to some of the functionality that these other projects have shown or working towards also. And it's going to be done in different phases over the next few years. But the first one, again, is this ability to do proof of stake. So hoping that end of June, maybe sometime in July, they may activate it, and we'll see how that changes everything. But that's the reason why I was telling everybody they get their 32 Ethereum before the price gets too high and you can't afford to get them. All right, and so apparently you'll be able to run a computer. You'll run some kind of software that will you'll be able to put your coins or relative your coins to, and it will then provide earnings to you. And 32 Ethereum is the minimum amount. So you can take a look at that, get involved if you're interested in Ethereum. Do yourself a favor, understand the Ethereum 2 roadmap, and understand the different phases that they're putting that in place. All right, that's all right. That's and don't forget to look at Bittube. Bittube has been doing some awesome stuff along with Webdollar. Let's go back to the questions. You guys got all sorts of stuff out here, and let's see where we got it here. Let's go to page 1. All right, I'm gonna work my way down. All right, coin burn, we did that. We did Chris Gorman. We did so bored just talking. I always talk about some mining on the phone. Hi, join me on mining on the phone with MindPi and his referral. So basically, I guess he's doing the Pi mining system from the what was that? One of the college or institutes that putting that together. So yeah, that's another, if I'm not mistaken, CPU-based or phone-based mining system. Let's see what else we got here. All right, so Cartoon X. What do you think about XRP? First of all, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate that. XRP has demonstrated the ability to generate a value on their coin. And it did leave some people holding bags at $3 because you got the news out there telling people to buy XRP at $3 and just before everything crashed. I think that the intention, and if I'm not mistaken, even the founders of XRP were saying, hey, the prices should stay in that 50-cent range. And I think that was their initial intention for the product. I think that it has some use. You can't deny it's bank-to-bank transfer use. And I think that there will be money to be made with XRP. Clearly, XRP has been in the top 3-4 coins for the last few years, and clearly it has a value. It is extremely centralized, and it is a totally different type of crypto that the most crypto folks are not familiar with. I'm not sure ultimately if it will end up beating out Ethereum or Bitcoin. I don't ever predict that it will take over Bitcoin's place by any stretch of the imagination. And I see that they, produce and unlock the coins and then sell them to the banks. It's not like the bank goes to the exchange and says, all right, I got to buy $1 million or $10 million worth of XRP to keep locked up so that when I need to do a transfer to another bank, I have the coins ready to fly. They go directly to them and they get a special deal, they cut a special rate, they unlock the coins, and then they sell them to the bank and they store them there. And because of that, it's like if all the people that wanted to buy more than 100 Bitcoins could buy it over the counter, and it was an endless supply of over the counter coins, the price of Bitcoin will never really go super high, because there's no reason to, because you can keep the price over the counter and it wouldn't register. They wouldn't have to buy it from the actual market. So I'm not sure where it'll end up in the grand scheme of things, and I think the only reason why that it's in the position that it is because the sheer number of coins that are out there is just immense. But it's a great project. They're doing stuff with it. Clearly, they're making things happen. They're going to have some challenges with competition that could stomp them out. Something as silly as Facebook coin could take a lot of. They come out with Facebook coin and it's used as an on-ramp and people are buying it, and it's a stable coin, and if it's used to transfer funds around because it's just so massive, in this business, things can go sour on you real quick. So I hold a small amount of XRP. I just to have some. So I'm not a big XRP fan, but there's value there. There's value there, and there will be people that make money on it. All right. Let's see here. So Jerry wants to know if Electroneum will surpass Digibyte, and the answer to that is I don't know. And the main reason is because I don't know enough about Digibyte to be able to do a fair comparison. If I was to answer that question now, it would be done without proper knowledge of what Digibyte has produced and their future plans. So I'll take a look into that and see if I can find out any more information about Digibyte. All right. Okay, so we got 26 people online and watching. This is just great stuff. Let's see if there's any other good questions out here. And I think I've hit everybody that has something. If I missed your question, I'm sorry. I apologize. But I want to thank you. Please hit that like, comment, and subscribe button. That means a lot to me. It takes a few seconds and doesn't hurt. So, hit that like, comment, or even if you didn't like it, hit the dislike button. Don't forget to comment down below. And the big key is definitely subscribe. That adds a lot of value to everybody. And I appreciate that. You guys enjoy your Memorial Day weekend. I hope you had some barbecue, some hamburgers, and hot dogs, and had a lot of fun. I will talk to you guys next time.